This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening. Welcome to this evening's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. I am Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. GPL has failed to maintain its transmission lines over the past 4 years, a situation that has to be remedied immediately, so said President Irfaan Ali. He was at the time addressing a simple ceremony at the office of the President to swear in a fourth commissioner on the Public Utilities Commission, Dr. Nanda Kishore Gopal. The President, in outlining the various functions of the PUC, which is empowered by the Public Utilities Commission Act, pointed out that the entity is also required to ensure that every public utility maintains its property and equipment in such condition that enables service that is adequate, efficient, non-discriminatory, affordable, and safe. In other news, sugar workers are of the view that Kaieteur has demonstrated to them and GAWU scant respect over stalled wages talks, leading to the industry being met with more protest action yesterday. This obtained when the workers of the Albion and Blairmont estates donned tools to take part in the industrial action to show their dismay regarding the attitude of Kaieteur top brass as it relates to protracted wage and salary discussions that date back to 2019. According to GAWU, the estate's workers are peeved that the Sugar Corporation has remained mum on the matter and have expressed the belief that the company is not treating the issue with the seriousness required. And now let's tell you, ExxonMobil Guyana, the operator with majority stake in the Stabroek block, is forging ahead with its drive to install its own fiber optic cable to support its Guyana offshore and onshore operations. As such, the company is currently looking to identify companies that can provide small boat and fishing liaison services locally to complement its offshore installation and subsea fiber cable in the near-shore environment. The company had announced the initiative some years ago, with Exxon's local subsidiary ESSO in 2019 commencing activities for support services that will help in acquiring a permit for the network. And moving on, Raw Gold, a part-time DJ who had allegedly stabbed his selector to the face during an argument in a local radio studio, was yesterday slapped with 2 charges. The defendant, Clyde Watson, popularly known as DJ Raw Gold of Southwest Cummings Lodge, Georgetown, appeared at the Georgetown Magistrates Court before Principal Magistrate Cheryl Isaacs Marcus. Watson was charged for allegedly assaulting a woman, Melissa Duke, on April 10th. It is alleged, too, that at the same location and on the same day, he unlawfully and maliciously wounded Marlon Williams. He pleaded not guilty to both charges and was granted $55,000 bail. Meanwhile, a 24-year-old businessman who had previously faced the court on multiple occasions for fraud-related charges yesterday made another court appearance after he was slapped with a new fraud charge. The defendant, Micah Sonaram of North Rhymeville, Georgetown, appeared before Chief Magistrate Ann McLennan in the Georgetown Magistrates Courts with his lawyer Lachmi Rahamat. He pleaded not guilty to the charge, which alleges that on November 4, 2020, while being solely entrusted with $7 million by Steve DeCosta to purchase and deliver one excavator, he fraudulently converted the money to his own use and benefit. Chief Magistrate McLennan granted the defendant bail in the sum of $50,000, and he is expected to make his next court appearance on May 10th. And now let's tell you, a Tushao of Chinese Landing, Northwest District Region 1, was relieved of his boat and 200 HP Yamaha engine, both valued at $4.5 million, between 18 hours on Sunday and 5 hours yesterday. In a police report, it was revealed that on Sunday at around 18 hours, 29-year-old Orin Fernandez had secured his boat to a landing at the back of his home with a rope. It is understood that this is a norm for villagers to do. Meanwhile, the man went to make a check on his vessel at around 5 hours yesterday when he discovered that his boat was missing. And now let's tell you, an application has been filed in the High Court for the release of statements of poll and statements of return in relation to the March 2nd, 2020 elections. This application relates to the private criminal charges brought against GCOM officers over their alleged misconduct during the elections. At present, Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfield, the Deputy Chief Elections Officer Roxanne Myers, and Returning Officer for District 4, Claremont Mingo, are facing charges of misconduct in public office in the Georgetown Magistrates Court. According to the document drafted by lawyers Darshand Ramdani, Glenn Hanuman, and Ganesh Hira, who are among the list of prosecutors on the case, a request is now being made for an order from the High Court directing the registrar to make photocopies of the SOPs lodged in their possession by GCAM's CEO. And with that, we've come to the end of this evening's newscast. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
It is now 19 hours 8 or 7:08 p.m. in Ghana. Coming up next, a short presentation from the publisher of Kaieteur News, Dr. Glenn Lau.
Fools multiply when wise people are silent.